This series is a favorite of mine, but the second one, yeah, I gotta talk about it. MIB2 is another one of those movies that's meh. It's close to being good, but it had a couple of big issues. Men in Black is one of my favorite movie series. I constantly quote lines. Not to mention, MIB came out right after Batman and Robin. It cleansed me from that mess. And unlike BNR, they nailed mixing absurd comedy with sci-fi action with a comic book that no one's even heard of and made a solid movie out of it. The biggest problem was them taking forever to make a sequel. It's weird. Nowadays, Hollywood just churns out sequels or bad remakes, but back then, getting a second MIB was pulling teeth. But maybe this extra time will make the sequel even better. At least the animated series held me over. That's another good show. They got some of the actors back from the movies, plus they were able to use aliens more often. Go check out my review on it. The one sucky part is it being forced out of continuity since Agent K stayed in the series. I even like they poke fun at New York. Some things they embellish, but things like Jeff flying through the train tunnel with no one giving a yeah, I've been there. You're dead tired at 8 p.m., you're pissed off that a train broke down, a signal breaks for the 200th time, or they pull the whole Manhattan-bound N train is running on the D line out of nowhere, so you have to suffer an extra hour to get home. You get why people act like this. So, after 5 years, Men in Black 2 comes out, and it's not great. It's not the worst thing in the world, and it's not because some of the jokes don't make sense. This is the type of movie where things being stupid is the point, but I will nitpick when they put the train door ding when it opens. It's weird. This little mistake happens, but Jeff being moved back to Chambers Street makes perfect sense. Half the station's closed down, it's a total mess. Perfect place for a giant worm and a hover car fight to happen. They were good at the details, but the movie felt like they were trying really hard to top the first film where they didn't pay attention to the script. The first problem I had was bringing back Agent K. I think it's a big mistake. The whole point of the first film was building Jay as his replacement so that K could return to his regular life and retire with his wife, not to keep doing this ridiculousness saving the world every week. It's the key emotional moment for MIB1, but 2's like, nope. Who cares? Even being neuralized doesn't matter anymore. Just stick him in the deneuralizer toilet. I would have been totally fine if Kay just had a small cameo part where we see him living his life, then go back to Jay. I like that Jay was fumbling around with his partners. I wish they would have told that story. You can see that Jay got close to Kay in the first film and got depressed when he left, where he basically buried himself in work, mastering all the technical jargon in MIB. He also became infamous with everyone becoming this really serious guy or zapping you all the time. But no, Kay has to come back because there was an unresolved serious mission and he's the only one that can save the world, which is just recycling the plot from the first film. MIB1 is about a giant bug alien coming to Earth looking for Orion's belt, an unexpected item twist. A galaxy containing a marble on the collar of a cat. If they don't find it, Earth will get wiped out from a giant spaceship. And what happens in MIB2? Selena, all the actors pronounce her name differently each time. A plant snake-like alien comes to Earth looking for the light after she finds out it's been hidden on Earth for about 20 years. The light is an unexpected half-human, half-Azartha that has to rule her home planet and must leave Earth or the planet gets destroyed by a bracelet bomb. It's the same thing, just tweaked. The main villain was also downgraded. People really remember MIB because of Vincent D'Onofrio's Edgar bug. The great acting, the humor, and the body horror. Every time he was on screen, he had to deal with a deteriorating human corpse, which made him do this really ridiculous body poses. Doesn't understand humans, so he acts weird all over the damn place. Plus, in the final act, becomes this 20-foot bug that eats Kay. Edgar Bug was liked so much, D'Onofrio came back to voice relatives of the character in the cartoon show. MIB2 wanted to try to do something new. We got Selena that could transform into anything, but instead of focusing on her or doing things like using her shape-shifting powers to infiltrate the MIB, she ends up not doing much. She was surrounded by characters that did things for her or got on your freaking nerves. I like Johnny Knoxville, but holy crap, I really hated Scrad. He's playing a character that's too dumb to be funny. If they did less extra help, like say only focused on Jara and Serlina, he had a backstory with Jay, bring that story up more, then we could have had a 2-villain problem. No, we focus on Scrad, then Serlina eats Jeff, becomes a giant version, the guys blow up the monster again. The last thing that annoyed me, one of the reasons why Kay wanted to leave the MIB was because of his wife. He left her with no explanation and he wanted to go back to her. He was gone for decades and he got his wish. Movie 1 has the classic happy ending. Then movie 2's backstory rears its head. So, Agent K, everyone here would agree, respectable man, strict but can be cool, loves his wife, but falls in love with an alien, then presumably Laura is their child? Does anyone else see the problem here? He loves someone from his past life, but then falls in love with someone else, then has a child. Neuralizing him makes this worse. He had 2 wives and a child that got erased for most of his life. This is a complete mess, and no one comments on it in the film. Even Kay doesn't care to go back to his regular life. He just stays an MIB agent. This shoots and buries the ending of MIB in a grave. This is the reason why I don't like the movie. All the side stuff, the jokes, most of the new characters, fine. I love lots of lines, but the main story wasted the sequel and ruined Kay. It's why I like MIB 3 way more. I wish they had done that story for MIB 2. Going back in time with young Agent K wouldn't have ruined the ending of MIB 1. Now, fixing MIB 2 isn't even hard. It already had 2 good ideas, but they just didn't use them. Why not make the main story be about Jay not having a partner? Even Zed was pointing it out. You want to keep Kay a part of the series in some fashion. There's ways to do it. Jay's just trying real hard to live up to Kay. He keeps neuralizing partners. They're not perfect. They're annoying. He doesn't want another partner. He wants Kay. Next, bring in Serlina. She had a really cool power to shapeshift, and you don't do anything with it. Instead of being about Lara, Kay having another wife, and being her father, have it be about Serlina wanting to take down the MIB. There's got to be loads of aliens that want the organization or a certain person dead. The animated show dealt with this many times. It's a perfect opportunity. Jay needs a partner. Serlina could use that to sneak in, become a recruit, which ends up having her land in Jay's hands. Jay becomes Kay. You can develop the 2 characters. They form a friendship over the course of the movie, but her main goal is killing an alien ambassador, with the MIB being held responsible. I don't want to repeat Earth in Danger, so I'd make it about someone being framed. I used Agent T, tying in the problem with Jay excessively neuralizing MIB people. It gets everyone in trouble, blame goes on Jay, people start thinking he's doing this as a cover-up, others could have put blame on the neuralizer tech itself, demanding MIB shut down. Jay is suspended from work, where he needs to get help from Frank, the worms, and even have a scene with Kay. I'll keep what MIB 2 did with his regular life. Jay would have to work around Kay getting help from the aliens in the back room of the post office without him finding out. Jay puts it together at the last minute. Boom, Serlina gets exposed with a crappy device made by Jeeves on eBay. It becomes a huge firefight throughout MIB. Serlina has a few backup plans, triggering a breakout of criminals, so we can get a cool moment for Zed and all the agents stopping everyone as Jay goes after Serlina in the E500. The base cameras capture a confession to clear the MIB. The ending, I don't want to retread the Edgar fight. Zed could call in a favor where we get to see a small armed force of aliens come to help. I'd probably use one of the aliens created in the animated series as an Easter egg. One of them teams up with Jay in the 3rd act, finally taking down Serlina. Give a moment where Zed chews out Jay for his stupidity. He learns his lesson and understands he needs to move on from Kay. Then Zed forces a new partner on him. One of the aliens that helped him out in the arrest wants to work at MIB. In the animated series, they got tech that's able to make aliens look like humans so they can serve in the MIB. Then the sequels can go off with new story ideas involving a new alien partner. Serlina was really underutilized in the film. She never got a chance to act with the cast except that one scene with Kay, and she has this cool ability to transform into basically anything, and all they did was have her lift people up with tentacles? That's really lame. I get that you want Tommy Lee Jones back. I want to see him too, but I didn't want the first movie and his character messed up in the process. They had all the time in the world, but at least they were able to redeem the series with the 3rd film.